Braxton.
Thank you. Hi.
What is going on? Wow, you look amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow, wow, wow. You know what? Before we even get started with this, I just want to thank you from me, my team, the eSource team, Plug Star. We want to thank you so much for this amazing opportunity because I know you're such a busy person. Thank you so
Well,
much.
you know what? I really appreciate you guys reaching out. I appreciate you allowing me to be on your show. I mean, it's just an honor, I'm excited to be here.
Yes, yes, we gotta clap it up. We gotta clap it up. Now, we've been really anticipating this one ever since the promo went up and we got blessed with the opportunity. All of my fans, your fans, everybody has really been excited. And everybody gets excited every time they still see you because I just think that it's great how you connect with your fans and
Yeah.
how it's like it's like you how can I word this? It's like even though you're a star, you're a celebrity, you're on TV and you've done so many amazing things, but just your spirit has always been just like humbling and inviting, like one of the girls, like like approachable and
Yes.
have that always been the thing for you? Like how do you not get caught up in the hype and get to feeling yourself and just non-approachable? Like, how do you maintain that humbleness?
I think it goes back to the way that I was raised.
Right, right,
And the way that I was raised is I always had to be responsible for things. So even when it was me, Tamar, and Trina in the group, I was like
right,
the mother of the group. I made sure we got up on time. So and then I was Tony's assistant. So I was in front of the camera, behind the camera, and then in front of the camera again. So I'm able to relate to everyone. I know how I would feel if it were me. If I met some like meeting Michael Jackson was the biggest thing was the biggest thing for me.
right,
You know what I mean? And I
right.
would want someone else to treat me the way that I would want to be treated.
Right, right. And I definitely can connect with that because you've always been like that. And
Yeah.
that's always been one of the things that I always connected with you, not only having a beautiful voice and coming from an amazing family, but your spirit has always been like that. You know
Yeah.
what I
I'm
mean? And I
very
think that I connected with that more, and I'm pretty sure you get that all the time. You know what I mean? And that's just who you are. Just
it
explain
is.
it, your upbringing. I just think that is great. Now,
Thank you.
we know that in 2020, it's really been crazy.
Mhm.
Um, I'm pretty sure that you had a lot of things um, in the works. You know what I mean? Physical things that you had to actually be present for, and keeping the brand alive, and because you've always been active, doing all different types of projects and launching all different types of things. How has it been for you with the type of status and everything that you have? How has it been for you, and what are some of the things that you've been doing basically to keep the brands alive?
It's been a little challenging. I can't deny, especially with the COVID and I guess it's a new normal right now, and everybody's not where they wanted to be or was in a few months ago or 6 or 7 months ago. It's been a little challenging, but one thing that I did, I kept moving forward and I kept on and holding on to my dream. And one thing that I will say is you have to have an amazing team. You have to have an amazing team. And Miss Charlotte Wilson for Glow Skin Enhancements, for me to do my own skincare line, she believed in me. So you have to have some people who really believe in you. And sometimes those people who believe in you may not be in your circle that you're comfortable with, I might say, your family members or your close friends. Sometimes you have to go outside of your circle to ensure that you have the proper team. So that's what I did. And, she told me that I could do it. And sometimes you need that encouragement, to tell you that you can still do it. So it's definitely challenging. And another thing is a lot of people look at me and say, oh, okay, she's just doing this because she's a Braxton. And don't follow that
Right,
because she's a
right.
Braxton. Don't try that because she's a Braxton. And I will say that no Braxton will stamp their name on just anything.
Right.
Okay. We will only endorse things that we personally believe in. You know, you have Tony with the hemp oil, and of course she believes in that because she has lupus. It helps her with the lupus flares. You know, you have Trina who has Bar Chicks. She has Bar Chicks hot sauce. She has the Essence candles, and let me tell you about her hot sauce. Her hot sauce is so delicious. It's not just hot; it's flavorful. It's delicious. I'll be stealing bottles sometimes. And Tamar, you know, she has her yes, for her edges to grow. You know, so we and my mom has a cookbook, so we all have a lot of different avenues. However, we're not going to put our stamp on something that we don't personally believe in. So, like my skincare line, I tried the product myself. You know,
Right.
and I gave it to, I mean, I really literally, I gave a lot of packages out to not just people that are close to me, to some fans, so they can try it, so they can see, you know, and don't just
Right.
take my word for it, because sometimes people just put their name on things or endorse things just for the money. And I'm not just doing it for the money. I'm doing it because I want everyone to have an amazing skin journey, because we all
Right.
have skin envy every now and then. I know I did. And I used to
Right.
have large pores. So when I was using the product, I was like, I don't have large pores anymore. I don't have dark circles underneath my eyes, even when I'm not asleep.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Because we don't sleep. People in the entertainment world, we just
Right.
don't sleep. We just don't sometimes. Or parents, moms, we don't sleep, especially right now, because we have to be the teacher, the principal, the cafeteria attendant, you know, the counselor. We have to be all, and then a mom after all of that. So, you know, we just don't sleep anymore. So I just want everybody to go through this journey to have amazing skin. No more dark circles, no more wrinkles underneath the eyes, no more crow's feet, no more laugh lines, and your face is amazing.
Right, right. I definitely get that. You know, and that was going to be one of my next questions too. You know, what made you want to go into the beauty field?
Mhm.
Um, which, you know, I could actually, you know, I actually connect with it, you know, once I found out that you did have beauty products and stuff like that,
Mhm.
because you know, it embodies kind of like what you're all about in a
Yes.
way, with healthy skin, and you know, like I'm saying, like I'm
Yes.
I'm a fan, and you know, I'm from that era. And like I say, I know the journey, and you kind of always kind of been gearing that way. But what, you know, what really was kind of like the inspiration for you? Because like you say, it is a lot of different skin products, and
Yes.
a lot of the
Yes.
stars do endorse stuff or whatever, and sometimes it be for the money, you know what I mean? And it's nothing, you know, the money don't hurt either. But at the
Right.
same time, when you believe in something, you know,
Right.
you stamp your name on it. I definitely connect with that. But I would like to know, and my listeners, what really inspired you to want to actually go into that field, and then not only that, but take it a step further with having your own brand.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna be very, very authentic with y'all.
That's what I wanted.
I hate it. I hate getting my makeup done. Hate getting my makeup done.
Really?
Hate getting my makeup. I hate sitting there. I just don't, but I love getting my nails done though. I can sit and get my nails done for 2.5 hours. That's, you know, I have a gel polish line too that's coming out. But I love getting my nails done, but I hate getting my makeup done. Hate it. I hate
Right.
sitting there getting my makeup done. Hate it, hate it, hate it. So whenever we were film, you know, we would have to sit there for like 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes a little longer, to get our makeup done. And sometimes I would sleep in my makeup, y'all. I know that's bad, but
Right.
I used to sleep in my makeup because I hated it so much, but it was doing so much damage to my skin, right? So I had large pores, so it
Right.
made that worse. And then I would have to exfoliate even more because that caked on, baked on makeup would just soak inside of your skin, well, inside of my skin. And you know, I would have the rough patches here around the mouth, around the nose area. And I'm like, I just I needed to do something. And I hate drinking water. I mean, I know this is crazy. I don't like drinking water. I know. I want great skin, but I wasn't drinking water either. I was sleeping in my
Right.
makeup and I wasn't drinking water. That's crazy, right? Horrible combination. So I met Miss Charlotte Wilson, and she's like the skin god, y'all. She does everybody's skin, and she gave me a VIP treatment. And you know, when she told me some of the people that she did, and I was like, their skin is amazing. I want my skin to look like that.
Right.
You telling me, Miss Charlotte, my skin can look like that for real? Like I'm telling y'all, y'all seen Lisa Ray's skin, right? She don't wear no
Right.
makeup. She don't need makeup.
Right.
You see what I mean? I wanted my skin to look like hers. I wanted my skin to look fabulous all the time, even underneath my makeup, because I didn't want to wear makeup anymore. So she gave me the
Right.
VIP treatment, and she was like, Towanda, you know, you can have your own line. And I was like, for real, Miss Charlotte? She was like, yes. She said, I want to. She wanted to give me my own line, which is crazy because no one has ever done that for me ever in my life. In my
That's
life.
a blessing.
So I have so much gratitude. And I was so humbled when she said it, and because she does everybody's skin. So that's how T Braxton Skincare was born. And she was like, okay, you are a woman of a particular age, and I'm in my 40s. So we just came up with age is timeless. And for everyone that's like in their 30s or their 40s, and if you want amazing skin, you don't you don't have to be like me and not drink water and slip in your makeup, because you're not going to need makeup after you use T Braxton Skincare, because now I have amazing products. I just want to tell you, and the one that everyone falls in love with, guys, is my soap. This soap right here, it exfoliates your skin without it's not abrasive at all. And it takes away layers of your dead skin. And I never knew that you're just walking around with so many layers of dead skin. You just have no idea. So when it lifts, you're like, oh my God. You know how people are like, oh, you getting lighter? No, I'm getting rid of all this dead skin, and the new skin is coming up.
Right.
And then you
Right.
go back
Right.
to your regular pigmentation.
Now let me ask you this. Now, are the products for men as well?
Yes, it's for all skin and all skin types.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to get up on that soap. I gotta get up on that soap.
Yeah, it's so
Definitely.
good. It's so you're gonna be like, Tawanda, I need some more of that, girl. That's what you're gonna say.
Yeah. I gotta definitely get up on that. Now, Ladybug Skincare.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to put it all together because Towanda Braxton Beauty, Towanda Braxton Skincare, King Ladybug. Now is King Ladybug is that the name of the company, or I'm trying to put the connections together here?
Okay, because I have a lot of companies, y'all. I have a lot of companies. Let's start that first. My
Okay.
skincare started off with Ladybug Skincare, and I had to dissolve it because the people that were attached to it, for legal reasons, I had to change my name. So I mean,
Right.
you live and you learn. Like I said in the beginning, you just have to make sure that your team is strong and you have an amazing team and you don't have any undefiant people working for you. So
Right.
that was with Ladybug Skincare, but King Ladybug is something that me and my honey put together, and that's like our whole life. If you go to our YouTube, King Ladybug, we talk about our everyday lives or how it is to blend it with our blended family. He doesn't have
I
any
love
kids,
it.
you know. He's now here since COVID. He came here because COVID was happening. He was like, I can't leave you and the kids there by yourself. So it's been a journey for all of us, and an adjustment, so to speak, because my husband isn't involved in my kids' life.
Right.
So that's another thing. But yes, it's T Braxton Skincare.
I was gonna ask you because I have to let the guys down.
I
I
know.
got I gotta let them down. You know what I mean? Because that was a bunch. I got over 80 fan questions.
Okay.
Yeah, that came in, and that a lot of the questions was ask her, ask her she's still in a relationship. Ask her
I
that.
am.
And fellas, I got to let y'all down. She got a new. She says honey now. She got a new honey. So I want to talk about the new honey. We want to shed some light on that because you are glowing and smiling and really it's nothing like that feeling. You know what I'm saying?
I've never had this before.
That's
I've
what I'm
never had this
saying.
feeling before. So
That's what
it's
I'm saying.
amazing.
I mean, I want to know. I mean, can we talk about that a little bit? Like
Yes.
transitioning from fighting for something for so many years. I mean, because with being in the public eye like that, we know a little bit of all of you guys' story and your
Right.
connections because and I really thank y'all for opening up y'all lives like that, taking it to another level, as far as exposing the kids and
Right.
your relationships and
Mhm.
your marriages, and shedding a little bit. And that was another thing I liked it about like about you guys show. It's not just always about all of the everything that's good. It's like y'all be really showing like the beefs and different arguments, and
Right.
and it
Yeah.
takes a lot. I just want to know, transitioning, like what was the transition like, as a celebrity, and trying to balance a marriage, and then it not working out after so many years of fighting
Mhm.
for it and trying to make it work, and then ultimately having to walk away from that discon, you know what I mean? Like, what
Yeah.
is this, what is that feeling like? What is it like?
Um, I will say that it's refreshing now that I'm out of that situation.
Right,
And for me, I have to be honest, and extremely transparent that I had no business being married as long as I was married to my husband.
right,
Um, for a long time, even in season one, I was really trying to get a separation from him. I was, really moving forward. We're trying to move forward with my life. But I was thinking about my children first. I wanted them to, I didn't want to rob them from having a two-parent home, because I was blessed to have a two-parent home. And I know how important it is to have a father and a mother in a child's life. It's the
right,
balance that makes sense. So, um, it was very trying, because a lot of times um, I didn't want to expose the truth,
right.
because I didn't want to make another black man look bad on television.
Yeah, I get it. I
That
get
was
that.
so important to me. Like the one scene that we had with me, Trina, and Tamar. We were in with Antavius, the attorney, and Tamar called him a babysitter, and I got offended
Yeah,
because I was like, "Don't call him a babysitter. He's their father. That's a difference to me."
yeah,
I was on the show. I was never willing to degrade another black man, but I
right,
did myself a disservice by not being completely transparent and honest, because there were other women that were in my situation who was holding on to it because they were living in fear, like me.
right,
And the
right,
fear was the fear of the unknown, like, okay, what's going to be next, or how's the kids going to act and react. And kids are resilient. Even though they are resilient, you got to make sure that they get counseling. So, I make sure that the kids are in counseling. Even now, they hadn't seen their dad, their bio dad. My son saw him last year, last
right.
November. He bumped into him at the mall.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
T, let me ask you this though. Let's, because it's a lot of people that deal with these situations, and
Mhm.
but then you look at other situations, and it's like, why with us, people of color predominantly, you know,
Mhm.
I can only connect with what I can connect with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why do you
Right.
think that it always have to be whenever there's disconnection there? And it's amazing to me, even on the level that you're on, as far as achievement and as an entertainer. Um,
Mhm.
why do you think that it has to dissolve that way? You know what I
Um,
mean?
I do, and then and it hurt my heart, because I even while we were separated, before the divorce was completely over, but legally over. I We lived in the same house. He lived upstairs, I lived downstairs, and I was like, we can do this because we can co-parent. But as soon as he realized that I
Yeah,
moved on, it became an issue, and I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? Like, we can still co-parent. What are you doing? And I think it has a lot to do with anger. I think it has a lot to do with unresolved hurt and
right,
resentment, because I changed his life in the way of everything changed. So he went from being, staying at home with the kids, not having to work by choice, not
right.
wanting, not having to, not wanting to work. Let's say that, not wanting to work,
Okay,
and me taking care of him. And then all of that was snatched from him. So now, even though he's 11 years my senior, he had to be the adult for once, And I
right.
think that even when you go through a divorce, everybody needs counseling, and healing. And I think that that's why it ends up that way. And they feel that they're hurting the opposite person that they're with, but they're really hurting the children.
Right, right. Let me ask you this. Do you think, going a little bit deeper than that, because this, I feel like this is an important topic that we own right
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you for being so transparent and open about this, because
Of
I'm
course.
all about trying to help in any way that I can. And it's a lot of questions that I have, as well too.
Okay.
Do you think that it goes beyond that point of upbringing, and what we witnessed, as well as men and women growing up, because not seeing structure and not seeing the proper way to, we
Mhm.
kind of just kind of pick it up and figure it out the way that we
Yeah.
figure it. Do you think that could be some form of a problem with it too, not seeing structure?
Right. Not just somewhat. I think that is, you hit the nail on the head. That is exactly what it is. My husband was raised by his mother and his grandmother. His father wasn't in his life. So he never had an example of what a man looks like, to the point where, like my son, even,
Right.
he never cut the grass. My son never learned how to cut the grass until now, until Sean showed him how to cut the grass. He now he has a chore of taking
Right.
out the trash and going fishing. He never went fishing. Those things to me are extremely important with bonding when it comes to a man and a young man. So he never had that structure in his life. So he always had a woman taking care of him,
Right.
whether it was his
Right.
mother or his grandmother. And I think that us as mothers, because I'm raising my hand because I know how mothers love on their sons, we do our sons a
Right.
disservice by not allowing them to be men, or not allowing strong Black men to come in. And I'm not talking about just a boyfriend, or I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about uncles needs to stand up, older cousins needs to stand up to be that role model when it comes to young boys, because if not, they're going to be lost. They're going to end up like my husband, thinking that a woman is supposed to take care of him. So when he gets a job, he makes statements like, "I can't believe I have to start paying bills."
Oh man, are you serious?
Dead ass.
Wow. You know, Vibe Show 97.9, man. We in here vibing out with the lovely Towanda Braxton, my new sister and new friend. We in here
Yes.
really chopping up on some real. T, you want to open the phone lines up while we chopping it up?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay, we're gonna open up the phone lines. Anybody want to talk to Towanda Braxton? Call in 225-571-1883. Have your questions ready or whatever. Kind of keep it kind of short. But let's get it in. We got the phone lines open up. She's willing and ready. She's smiling, excited, and ready to talk to her fans. So call in right now, 225-571-1883. The phone lines are open. Now, T, I got a question, fan question. They wanted to know, like, how much. Well, we got a call coming in right here. Vibe Show 97.9. Caller, you on with the lovely Towanda Braxton? How you doing?
Hi.
Where you from?
Hi.
Oh, caller hung up. We lost them. They hung up. They'll call back. All right. One of the questions that I had from one of the fans, they wanted to know how much of the show of the show is scripted and how much of it is reality.
Our show is not scripted. Sometimes I wish that it was. What people don't understand is we're not a put together cast. So, like, what we go through on television, we have to take home with us because we're family. When we're arguing, it doesn't just stay there for the scene. We take it home, and we're still upset, and we still have to work things out and figure things out. But what I would tell people is, when it comes to reality, they can't use what you don't give them.
Right. Absolutely. We got a caller on the line. Caller, you on with Towanda Braxton? What's your name and where you from? I didn't hear you. What you said? Hold up, caller. Let me get you connected. We're gonna get it right to you. Hold up.
Oh, I'm good. I'm patient. I'm here.
Caller, what's your name? Where you from? You on with the lovely Towanda Braxton?
Hi.
Hey, what's your
Hi.
name?
Emily.
Emily, you're on the bus. There you go. You got a question for my guest?
Yes. Does this skincare product work on all skin types?
Yes, it works for all skin and all skin types. Absolutely. Yes. What kind of skin do you have? Do you have oily skin? Do you have dry skin? What's going on with your skin? You have oily skin? I used to have oily skin too. Right here through my T-zone, right by your nose area.
Yes.
Yeah, it definitely works for that.
And
It
you
keeps
can
everything even.
she can go on, she can log on to where does she get that at? www.ladybugskincare.com.
No. tbraxtonskincare.com.
tbraxtonskincare.com. So you log on to tbraxtonskincare.com and check it out. Thank you so much, caller, for calling in.
You.
All right, have a good one. Right now, phone lines open right now. Call in if you want to talk to Towanda Braxton, 225-571-1883. Now, I gotta ask you this too. You know, are we ever going to get some more music?
From who?
From all you guys. I know that it's a process. I know this. You know what I'm saying?
I knew we were going to get along because you made me laugh. That was amazing.
I am a fan. I feel like I'm a part of the family. Like for real, y'all just haven't. I'm telling you, I'm just telling you. Why do you think that is it that much power and talent that is just hard to try to bring it together, or what is it from your perspective?
I think that we're all so creative
Right.
that it's just kind of challenging for everyone creatively to get on one page. You know,
right.
We did do the Christmas album. That was amazing.
I know. It was
Christmas
great.
Album, and that was something in itself. We did a Christmas album. We said we were going to do an album together when we did. But you know, you just never know. We might do one gospel song maybe in the future. Who knows?
It's just like it's amazing. It really is amazing. Like, how do you ever get used to just not being able to live a normal life? Like, because one thing, everywhere you go, you already know paparazzis are waiting on you to slip. They got the cameras on you or whatever. Like, does that ever like mess with you psychologically or with the kids? Because as bad as you may want to have a normal life, you and I both know that that's not possible.
Right. I'm gonna tell you what annoys me. What annoys me is how people feel that you're not human, and then you can't have a bad day. Because as soon as you answer the question no to them, like, can I take a picture? Not right now, y'all. Especially if I'm dealing with something with my kids or something. And if I say not right now, oh, I'm a bitch, I'm mean, I'm this and I'm that. But people have to understand we're human too. We have bad days just like everybody else. And there's some days that you feel like it, and there's some days that you don't feel like it. That's the only thing that annoys me. Just when I'm dealing things with my kids. Like when I was at the airport one time with my kids and I was helping, like figuring out the luggage and getting that together. And, because I'm very normal when it comes to my children. I'm for real mama. Hands-on. So when I was trying to direct them on what to do and helping the driver to get the bag, show them, point out the bag, and somebody was like, "Oh, Towanda, can I get a picture?" I'm like, "Listen, you can have a picture, but I got to deal with my kids right now. Just give me a moment." It annoys me sometimes. Or when we're sitting down eating and they just come over while we're having a moment. Like I could be having a moment with my kids, or it's their birthday or something, and someone comes up and I'm like, "Guys, just give me one moment." And then after I'm finished, I always go over gracefully and give them pictures. But sometimes I think that people need to just understand that, we're human. It's about humanity. We're human too. You don't want to be like bothered when you're eating sometimes.
Hey, go ahead.
Hey. Hi.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Fan of you and your sisters, Towanda, Tony, all of y'all. And I wanted to ask, what has been the most embarrassing moment for you throughout your career? Like, just, being idolized and looked up to, throughout your whole life, you and your sisters. Like, what has been the most embarrassing thing?
The most embarrassing thing for me is when we went overseas. We were performing overseas, and I don't know if you know. I know you know what latch hook is. I had latch hook in my hair, and we're on the stage and we just sing. We were just singing. I had latch hook in my hair. You know the latch hook. And I'm dancing and I'm twirling. And we singing the bars, and I'm like, woo, 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 woo. A couple of them fell out on the stage, and fans was like, look, and I was just ignoring it, like I see it, and I kept going. But that was very, 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 very embarrassing for me.
Wow.
Okay, well, it was nice talking to you.
Likewise, thank you.
All right. Vibe Show 97.9, man. We apologize for the inconvenience, technical difficulties, man. We trying to get this thing right. I had to jump on another computer. It's just bad, man. It's bad, but we still God is good, and we still pushing, man. We gonna get through this thing. Now, I was gonna ask you too. What has been the with the most experience that you could say that's been like one of the dopest experiences for you, like, you know what I'm saying, like being in entertainment, like being an entertainer and all this stuff? Like, what has been the dopest thing when you like, wow, man, like this is really like what's up?
I would say the first year that Tony won her Grammy and her AMA.
Yeah.
Because she was on tour with Frankie Beverly and the Mays, and we were her background singer. So it was also surreal because it happened so fast. And when she won the Grammy, we just could not believe it. And that's when we were like, oh my God, we're actually here at the Grammys. People dream about being at the Grammys, you know?
Right.
And that was that we had to we literally pinched ourselves, pinched ourselves at that moment because we could not believe it, that this was actually happening.
You know, now I gotta ask you this too, because you know, these are a lot of the fan questions, and it's crazy we got a lot of the same questions, but like, you know, it's different when you're actually living that life, you know, as opposed to trying to get in the business. You know, how hard, you know, is it? Because it can get frustrating. Do you think that, you know, opportunities are there but not really there? It's more on a who you know basis or whatever. Like, what do you think? That is it really still based on 100% talent, or it's kind of little bit who you know?
No, that's changed. I would say back in the day, during my time in my generation, it was definitely your talent, and it was opportunity meets preparation. But I think now it's more of who you know, and how popular you are on Instagram, or how popular you are on YouTube or TikTok. And, you know, I think that it's just everything has changed now. I think everything has changed.
Right. I gotta ask you too, you know, being that you've been in the business for a while, you know a lot of people or whatever, just to, you know, get that celebrity perspective. You know what I mean? Now, you know, what do you think about everything that's going on now, the climate, you know, because a lot of this stuff that's been going on, you know, you and I both know, I'm in my 40s as well. We both, this stuff has been going on, but it hadn't been, I guess it hadn't really been so far out in the front, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But now it's just like, it's just out there. Like, I would like to get your perspective on the climate that we're in right now.
Okay, so I think there's a few things. I think that one of the things is that these things have been happening for years. I think that now we have camera phones,
right?
And you know, we can capture things, except for in Arizona. Did you hear about in Arizona? There's a law that you can't film the police officers. It's a city in Arizona that you can't film the police officers.
Are you serious?
Dead ass. Look it up.
Wow.
But anyway, I think it's that, but I also think that is the commander in chief, that's the sitting president right now, that he made everyone feel comfortable to be honest about their racism. I
Right.
think that he's given them balls, so to speak, to feel that they can do, say, and experience whatever they wanted to do, say, and experience when it came to Black people. And I think that now Black people are now like, we're not doing that anymore. We're not tolerating racism anymore. We're not tolerating bigotry anymore, and we're not tolerating our sons, our husbands, our uncles, our cousins being shot in broad daylight for no reason at all. You know,
Right.
I think that now it's like we've just had enough. Enough is enough. And especially with the new millennials, I think the new millennials are like, listen, my parents and my grandparents dealt with this. I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah, they fearless. They
Yeah,
fearless.
bro. Oh
They
my
take it to a
gosh.
whole nother level. You know what
They
I
don't
mean? Like, I
care.
ain't nothing. You
Mm-mm.
know, now, with them being fearless too, I just feel like it's just a lot going on at
It
one
is.
time.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we
It
got,
is.
first it was COVID, we were already, dealing with the police acting a fool already. We was dealing with that. Now it's like it's intensified now.
Yes, it
You
has.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do you think that marching and the protest, and how effective do you really think that it is? Because, to me, I think that it's effective, but then I look at in the same breath, I'm like, okay, we got another black on black crime over here too.
Right.
You know what
We
I'm
have to
saying?
deal with.
It's like,
Right.
okay, Black Lives
Correct.
Matter, but it's like, do it matter to us?
Right. I think what happens is when we say, I'm not saying everyone feels this way. I
Right.
think that some people feel Black Lives Matter is only against white people.
No, I agree with you on that.
And I don't think that it's just against white people. I think that you know how the Bible says charity starts at home and then it spreads abroad. I think we definitely need to get a hold on black crime. Don't get me wrong. Yes. However, you know how it is if okay, if you and your wife are arguing, right?
Right.
Or do you have
Right.
any brothers and sisters? That's a better example. You have
Of
any
course,
brothers
yeah,
and sisters?
I have one brother, well, I got a bunch of brothers and sisters too, yeah.
All right. Guess this.
Daddy side,
That's
mom
right.
side.
Right, right. So that's like you and your brothers are in a bad argument. You and your brothers argue. Y'all mad at each other, right? And
Right.
then you see another person coming in and trying to interject inside of the conversation or the argument. You and your brothers will band together and go
Right.
against that person.
Like, you ain't got nothing to do with this.
That's exactly what's going on for me when it comes to Black Lives Matter. We're like, hold up. We can talk about our own brothers and sisters, but don't y'all do that to us. It's the same, to me, it's the same mentality when it comes to that, for me.
Right. Do you think that that we will ever get to a place where we would stop the violence on our own in the streets, you know what I mean, as far as like us?
Yeah, against each other. I absolutely think we will. I think we will. I think, especially even now. Now, I believe for me, I mean, it's black on black crime, yes, but you don't hear as much now as you did before.
Right.
Now you hear about our brothers and sisters being hurt and shot and all that stuff when it comes to police brutality. But I hadn't, like, lately, maybe they're not showing it on the news so much.
Right.
But I hadn't really heard of things like that lately. Not a lot. I'm not saying it's not any at all, but it hasn't been as prevalent as the Black Lives Matter movement with the police brutality.
Right. We just been just experiencing a lot of death lately too. Now, I gotta ask you this question as well. This comes from a guy from North Carolina, Jeffrey from North Carolina, wanted to know the inside scoop as far as, the Illuminati name be thrown out there a lot or whatever. But do you think that it is some form of conspiracy in a way when it comes down to the entertainment business and entertainers? Because it always seems like, to me, the unsungs you know, it seems like it always end up being the same situation where, you know, artists are you know, selling out the arenas, you know, going platinum, you know, doing all of these amazing things and achieving so much in their careers to end up with nothing in the end. Just, you know, you being on that side and you know, being in the music business and all of that, like your experience, just getting a real interpretation, you know what I mean, from you.
Right. Let me tell you the conspiracy theory is this. When you are white, you are automatically being played on pop radio. You are automatically on MTV. You are automatically on VH1, which is mainstream, right?
Right.
When you are black, you have to go through a Chitlin circuit, and I hate to call it a Chitlin circuit, but that, for lack of a better word, that's what it's called. So you have to when you're on black radio. Black radio has to accept you, and then maybe you can cross over to the popular stations. And what I really don't like so much of, I don't really like that it's easier for the white people to be played on the black radio than black people be played on white radio. That annoys me, especially even when you're touring or your albums or anything pertaining to the music part of it, performing, selling records, having great producers, being played on the radio. Unfortunately, white people have a higher range of being able to be successful. Unfortunately, like you have Beyonce and you have Taylor Swift, right? And we know that Beyonce has worked her butt off to be where she is, but she had to work 10 times harder than the Taylor Swift just to achieve. So when the conspiracy theory is not just in the entertainment industry, is in business, is in your everyday life, really. It's just what it is. We have to bust out behind just to get a nickel. And then the next person, the white person, don't have to bust their behinds, but they'll get $1.50. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. We experienced that in real life. You know, entertainment, like, you know, in these jobs, whatever. That ain't no lie right there. That ain't no lie. What's holidays like, man? Like, you know, because it just seems like, you know, and this could just be me, but it just seems like when my grandparents was living, it just seemed like they was the glue to everything. You know, you seen more people came around for gatherings and holidays, and but then it's like when the elders kind of pass on, and I guess, would you say the torch just not being carried, or why do you think families are just divided so much?
I think that the family morals have changed, and what was important to our elders isn't important to us. But I will say, for the Braxtons, we get together for Thanksgiving. You know, we get together for the holidays. But I definitely agree with you when it comes to, you know, Thanksgiving and how our grandparents used to do. You know, it used to be like, I used to feel that it was about 100 cousins that came for Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? To eat turkey and have 2 or 3 turkeys.
Yeah.
So I definitely also feel, I agree with you when you said that the torch hasn't been passed. And I just think that, you know, we just stopped caring. We just stopped caring for families. You know, that's why the divorce rate is the way that it is. And that's why our sons and our daughters, you know, they just don't care about family right now. You know, I think that it just has to be, we have to come back to where it used to be. We have to come back to that, to loving each other and supporting each other and just wanting to be around each other. I think that's what it needs to be.
Right. You think with so many different, like all of these different distractions in the world now, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that that's by design, that it's keeping everybody distracted, you know, to the point where it's damn near to the point to where nobody's really talking on the phone physically anymore. Everybody's texting each other or emailing each other, or, you know, nobody's physically just, you know, meeting each other anymore. And because I kind of feel like it's like a gift and a curse, because you got to
Yes.
kind of. I just miss the times where we actually physically talked.
Right.
Like
Right.
I don't like texting a whole bunch of stuff. Why we just can't pick up the phone and I can just tell you what it is?
Yeah.
Like, it just seems like as the years go on, it gets worse.
It's muting our emotions. Texting mutes our emotion, because I
Right.
mean, you ever catch yourself putting I guess a laughing face on there, but your face isn't laughing?
Right.
Does that ever happen? You know what I mean? It's
Right.
muting our emotions. I don't, with my kids, I may text them, but I will call them. Hey, it's mommy, what y'all doing? I may get on their nerves. I don't care, but I definitely make sure that they talk on the phone a little bit. And it's okay to have electronics, but you also have to have it balanced. You have to have some family time. Like sometimes, like once a week, I make the kids play games. Sean and I make them play a game. They didn't want to do it. They were very resistant. I was like, okay, if you don't want to play a game, how about you get your electronics taken away? How about that? So we sat and we played Monopoly. You know what I mean? That was family time, and they had a good time. They forgot about their phones. They forgot about playing their games. They forgot about texting their friends on group chat or whatever it was that they were doing. Sometimes you just have to do that.
Right. I feel you on that, because it just seems like, when you disconnect them from the devices, they zombified. They don't want to go outside, and it's like this weird energy when you like, all right, look, get off the devices. That's it for the devices right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all chill out with that. And it's like, you don't even have no conversation as you laying around like the world is ending, and as soon as you could get on the devices, you hear them back. Oh yeah, man, jump down, full of life, and like, where's that person at off the devices?
Exactly.
So homeschooling, I would like to get your perspective on homeschooling. I'm trying to get as much in as I can. How do you feel about homeschooling with the virtual? I mean,
listen, I have teenagers that are mean for no reason.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So, you don't know why they have an attitude. They just have an attitude. You don't know why. You just have to roll with the punches and just kind of ignore it. So I have them stationed in different areas of the house. One's in high school. My son is in 9th grade. My daughter's in 8th grade. Right. And it's so challenging because they're learning 2 different things, but you have to still be hands-on when it comes to their learning. You got to double check their work, make sure that they're doing their assignments, and make sure they're on the Zoom and paying attention. Is very challenging. I can't lie. I can't wait for them to go back to school. I can't wait for this COVID mess to be over so they can be in school. I cannot wait for that, because you know how some kids they work better at home. My kids work better in school, paying attention to the teacher, being present in class. They work better that way. So I'm looking forward to all this. And my son's in ROTC, junior ROTC. So I'm like, how are you able to do that in Zoom? You can't do it that way. Like, I mean, everything is in textbook for that.
You think that it's gonna pick up? You think they just gonna ride it out to after the election time and all that stuff, and then they gonna.
I think they're gonna do it right before the election, just to get their just to have the parents worried about COVID again. Because it's a distraction. Getting your kids back in school is a distraction. Because you got to make sure they have all their supplies. I think it's going to be right before the election. They're going to open up all the schools, and that's going to be the distraction, I think.
Right. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like, I just think it's a grand scheme to the whole thing. Even though people are really dying, though,
they are.
But
they are dying. They are.
It's a grand scheme.
They are
to this whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, we got the products. What else could we be looking forward to from Towanda Braxton? I mean, we got the skincare products, we got the new baby on deck, we got the new you know what I mean, new honey bun. Like, what else can we expect from you?
Well, actually, tomorrow I have to be on set for a movie, And I had to
What?
yes, I had to take a COVID test. So everybody had to take a COVID test prior to getting on set. You know, they're doing all the mask and the 6 feet unless you're on set and all that stuff. So I start tomorrow for a new movie. So I'm excited about that.
Can we get the title of the movie, or can we get a little bit more about the movie? But you can't drop nothing
I'll
on.
send you the information.
Okay. Well, look, now being that you know you're gonna have to come back. You know,
Yes,
we got to
I
talk
have
about
to.
the movie. We got to talk about the movie because you are honorary regular.
That's right.
You know, we got to get
That's right.
you got some popping out. You know, we got to get the tea on that now and get you to come back on here and get that exclusive.
Of course.
And let's put the social platforms out there and ways that people can connect with you and anything else that needs to be plugged in. Let's go on and plug that up.
Okay, you guys can follow me on Instagram. It's Towanda Braxton. On Twitter, I'm Towanda Braxton. And follow T Braxton Skincare. And go to tbraxtonskincare.com to start your amazing skin journey. And you know what, I like to hear before and afters. Like I love when the customers send me a before and after picture or send me a message and say, "Oh my God, this is amazing." Or I love hearing things, and I'm the one. It's me, y'all. Me. I'm the one who responds. Okay. I don't hire anybody to do that. I do all that by myself. I'm very hands-on with it because it's important to go through this journey. And if you have questions and for me to answer those questions, and I just wanted to give another shout out to Miss Charlotte Wilson for Glow Skin Enhancement for believing in me and for allowing me to have my own skincare line.
Absolutely. And I was just about to ask you that too. Let's go on and give some shout outs before we get out of here. Anybody you want to shout out? Family, loved ones, friends, staff, whoever.
Of course, I want to shout out Tony, Tracy, Towanda, Trina, Tamar, and Miss E. I want to shout out my cousins Mimi and Shantae for Eyelash Vision. Thank you. And of course, my kids, Braxton, Brooke, and my honey bun, Sean, for King Lady.
Honey Bun. Look, we're going to have to get Honey Bun on here. We got to bring Honey Bun on here with you next time.
He's a producer, y'all. He's amazing. He's a great producer. He's produced
Music
so many
producer?
artists. He wrote all of 3LW songs. He wrote some songs
What?
with me. Yes, Lionel Richie, Tyrese, Aaron Hall, the Braxtons. Yeah, I've known him for a long time.
We got to get him on. We got to get him on here.
He's amazing.
We got to book him on here. We got to get him on here. That's amazing. You just named some legendary people.
Yes.
Like for real.
Yeah.
That's major. We got to bring you back on here. You and Honey gonna come back on here, and we gonna do the story of how y'all met, and we're gonna give them the exclusive.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And I'm like
Thank you.
so grateful for this opportunity, just hanging out with us. It's truly a blessing. From me, my team, eSource, Plug Star, man, we just want to wish you just more and more blessings abundantly right now with everything else that you're going to be doing in the future. For real.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be here. And tell your wife I said thank you. And tell her to go to T Braxton Skin. No, you go to tbraxtonskincare.com and get your wife a package.
I'm going and get it. You ain't got to worry about that. Thank you so much.
Thank
be
you.
safe. Continue to be safe. You and the family. Make sure you tell all your sisters and mom. Tell everybody I said hello, what's up.